Hudson has implemented PeopleSoft's eProfile as a means to enhance the functionality of the employee self-service portal. This will allow employees to take control of managing certain personal pieces of information, such as their address, their email address, phone numbers, emergency contact information, and marital status. In addition, an employee can control and manage their federal withholding information by completing a federal withholding form through the employee self-service portal. You can access eProfile or the employee self-service portal in the same place that you would navigate to in PeopleSoft to record your hours or to review your pay stub. So entering into PeopleSoft, you would use your network username and password. Those have been provided to you by your manager or by a practice group administrator. To edit the information, you'll navigate to the personal information hyperlink on the main page. The personal information home contains a summary of all your demographic information that's contained within the PeopleSoft system. We invite you to review all of your personal information contained in the summary to identify whether or not the information is still valid. If there edit or a change is required, you can go ahead and make the changes by clicking the yellow button, the change button, and entering the updated information. For information that you cannot change, such as a name of your last name or your first name, as well as some other information, you will need to contact the Human Resources Department. HR can be contacted at 412-995-4600, or please contact your PGA, Practice Group Administrator, who will reach out to the HR department as well. To change your address, you'll click the Change Home or Mailing Addresses. We contain a home and a mailing address, as some employees prefer to have their mail sent to an alternate address other than their home address information. Additionally, a home address requires requires an employee to utilize an address that starts with a number and not a letter, such as a P.O. box. For individuals that prefer to have mail sent to a P.O. box, you will need to reflect that in the mailing address type and not in the home address type. To edit the information, click the Edit button and type in the change to the information. You'll also want to indicate the date that this change will take effect. Changes to the information that you submit will, for the most part, take place immediately. Certain changes, such as to the home address information or to your marital status, require additional workflow to take place behind the scenes. As a result, that change will require approval from a member of the payroll team or a member of the HR team, depending upon what change is occurring. For changes to the address information, payroll will review the information that you submit and determine whether or not you require a change to your state tax information or your state tax setup. The change will be approved as soon as payroll has evaluated the situation, and they will approve the request. As a result, you will receive an email keeping you informed of what's happening along the way. Should you require a change in your state withholding information, such as moving to a state that requires the issuance of a state-specific withholding form, that information will be sent to you by the payroll department. One of the enhancements of the eProfile employee self-service platform is the ability to edit and change your email address information. Several employees prefer to receive communication from Hudson via email. And specifically, employees would like to maintain or receive a copy of their payroll advice document via email. In the past, this was not an option that was available to us. So we invite employees that would prefer to receive their payroll advice documents in an electronic format delivered to them on their pay date, that they edit the information in the email address field. Again, you have the ability to maintain your emergency contact information. As time goes by, information becomes out of date, and if the company isn't notified of these particular changes, we don't have a way to update them. So this will allow you to make sure that all of your information is up to date as possible. Again, change to marital status is one of the two types of changes that requires intervention from either HR or from payroll. And the reason for the manual intervention on the marital status change is that should you be an active participant in the benefit program, you might need to submit supporting documentation regarding the change in your marital status. All changes to this marital status must have the supporting documentation submitted within 30 days of the life-changing event, or you may not be able to change your benefit elections to reflect the updated family status. Please indicate the date the change takes effect. And the type of change. As previously stated, you do have the ability to maintain your federal withholding information. Some employees have asked why they are unable to maintain their state withholding as well. And the reason for that is because the state information, withholding information, is a little bit more complex than at the federal level, as some states will look to see if there's any reciprocity between a home state or a state of residence and a state of work location. This is why we have the additional workflow when you're making an update or a change to the address information to allow payroll to review your information and advise you accordingly as to what additional documentation you might need to submit. Outside of the enhanced functionality of the employee portal, you can, of course, review all of your paychecks through the portal, and you can make changes to your direct deposit information as well. So to update your federal withholding information, all you would need to do is edit the number of allowances you're claiming. You do have the ability to indicate whether or not you would like additional funds withheld from each paycheck, indicate what your marital status is, and if you're going to claim exemption from federal withholding, do complete the certification here by indicating the year that the exemption applies to. Federal withholding exemption must be renewed on an annual basis. To submit the change, you will be asked to complete the electronic signature by indicating the password. This is your network password, so it's the same password that you use to log on to the network or log on to PeopleSoft. Again, the change to your federal withholding will take effect immediately, provided that payroll is not in the middle of processing the actual payroll itself. Should your submission occur during that period of time, the changes that you submitted will not be reflected until the next available payroll run. Should you have any questions regarding any of the information or any of the changes that you can make in the Employee Self-Service eProfile portal, please feel free to contact either the Payroll Department or Human Resources Department at 412-995-4600. Thank you.